Welcome to Austria, where the hills are alive with the sound of motorsport. We're here for round 3 of the Michelin GT3 Le Mans Cup, and we've arrived at another tough circuit, the stunning Red Bull Ring near Spielberg. Now, this series may only be a few months old, but already the competition is intense. So I think it's safe to say we're in for some great racing this weekend.
The revitalised Red Bull Ring lies in the beautiful Styrian Mountains in Austria. Recently resurfaced, this was opened in 1969 to be the home of the Austrian Grand Prix. It's now 4.3 kilometres long, features 10 corners. Last time out, the first ever Road to Le Mans race proved frantic. The combination of LMP3 prototypes as well as the GT3 cars added to the excitement in front of a huge race day crowd at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Once again, Egidio Perfetti and Klaus Bachler were quick in their 911 Porsche, but again a mistake cost them a chance of victory when Perfetti picked up a penalty for speeding in the pits during the driver changeover.
No, I think that the pace during the race in Le Mans was quite good, so the potential of the car is there. I think we've shown it in both type of conditions, both in the wet and in the dry. So I'm confident that we'll manage to arrive at showing the real potential and get the weekend that we really like.
An impressive drive in the SMP Racing Ferrari from Russian duo Viktor Scheiter and Alexei Basov saw them climb to the top step of the podium.
You know, for me, Le Mans, it's something, a magic place for me, and it was a really good race. We have a good car, we have a good team. I have a very good teammate, Alexei Basov. He jobbed very well. It was very good for us.
Crossing the line close behind in second were Hiroshi Hamaguchi and Adrian Quaife-Hobbs. They're the only team so far to have racked up 2 podium finishes.
It's the same in any championship. You always try to win, but if you can't, you just have to get the max you can, which so far has been 2 second places, which has obviously been a really good start. I think so far, obviously the Porsche's made a few mistakes and the Aston seems to be fast, and they also made a mistake at Le Mans, so I think not making mistakes is quite key, and so far the team and Hiroshi have done a great job for where we are. Just hopefully carry on with this momentum and maybe even go quicker.
The winners in Imola were Ewan Hankey and Sally Yoluk, but the championship leaders spun out of the lead battle at Le Mans, and they now have just a single point advantage at the top of the table.
It's gonna go all the way up until the next round, but it was going to be that way anyway, so it just, brings up the heat. It's gonna be our first time, both our first time in this track actually, so we'll use the free practice to learn and see where we are compared to the other guys. So I'm obviously hoping for a win, but we will see.
It's very close now at the top of the table, and although the Russian drivers missed out on Imola, they could well be contenders for the rest of the season.
Good morning for the GT teams. Qualifying session should be run according to the regulations. Track limits will be strictly observed in the qualifying session. Any car found abusing track limits, we will take action on it.
Le Mans winner Alexei Basov in the 72 Ferrari was the first to have a fast lap taken away, but by the end of the first 15-minute session, Basov had learned his lesson and went quickest again. For Superpole though, Egidio Perfetti in the 88 Porsche came out of the box quickest. Then Hiroshi Hamaguchi lit up the timing screens, going faster in the number 55 McLaren. Halfway through the session, the number 72 Ferrari fought back. Alexei Basov, the first man to dip under the 1 minute 30 barrier. Just before the flag fell, Hiroshi Hamaguchi was again on a charge. He did improve, but it wasn't enough to claim pole. So pole position would go to the Road to Le Mans winners in the SMP Racing Ferrari.
This is good result. Thank you team SMP and Ferrari. This is good, very good pole position. And after race, and I and my second driver is Viktor Shaitar, and good race. Thank you.
A big part of all GT racing is a good relationship between the drivers in the team. In this series, it's even more important, the more experienced driver acting as a mentor, helping improve his partner's skills, making them quicker as a team.
Francesco's a great guy and we became friends. So I think that the friendship and the bonding we have together allows us to excel. But it's an extremely close working relationship. Everything, every detail is explained, where we can gain on a braking point or in an acceleration, shifting gears and some other tricks which I'm not going to disclose today.
There are a lot of things that I try to teach to Thomas as his coach and co-driver. We look mainly at the data, telemetry. On the data we normally have our driver's page where we can see approximately 4 or 5 main parameters. So we overlay my best lap time with his best, and each session we try to see where is the difference. And since Thomas is pretty good, I can say that in some corners it's not so far from my lines and from the way I drive.
I want him to be tough with me because that's the only way I can improve, and I can if I look at how I developed over the last 3 years, I'm very proud of what he was able to teach me, and that's really how to do it. You got to be open-minded in life, to learn every day, and that's the way you grow as a person.
Welcome down to the grid. The cars are lining up and they are ready to get the third round of the Michelin GT3 Le Mans Cup race underway. Just in the first couple of rows of this grid alone, you can see what great variety we have. On the second row, we've got the Aston Martin number 34 car, and starting in third position, we've got the number 88 Mentos Racing Porsche. And on the front row of the grid, starting here in second position, we've got this fabulous McLaren GT. And from pole position, it's the number 72 SMP Racing Ferrari 488. After taking the win at the Road to Le Mans race just last month, they'll be hoping for a repeat of that here at Red Bull Ring. So with no further ado, let's go racing.
Alexei Basov leads the field round here, ready for the start of round 3 of the Michelin GT3 Le Mans Cup. Weather cloudy hit the Red Bull Ring, but so far no rain. Hiroshi Hamaguchi on the outside the front row, DJ Perfetti's white Porsche and Sally Yoluk in the Aston Martin on row 2 of the grid. We are ready to take the green this time round. 2x2 formation, and away they go. The lights change immediately. Long run uphill into the first corner. Alexei Basov controls the start in the red, white and blue SMP Racing Ferrari, squirreling under brakes as they turn in trouble. Around goes Yamaguchi, and contact. Johnny Molem's Ferrari unable to avoid that stationary McLaren. It's Basov that leads. Yellow flags are out. Surely the safety car will come out. Sally Yoluk in second, and that McLaren going nowhere. The white Porsche in third, but look, 2 cars further back, spewing fluid. The black Ferrari of Nicolas Masselin, and behind him Johnny Molem. Damage evident on the nose of the number 25 Ferrari as well. Eduardo Freitas has scrambled a safety car to rescue the wrecked McLaren, which will not be driving anywhere. So the race comes under control. It starts with the Ferrari behind the white Porsche. Nicola Maslan gets caught out under braking. Too late into the braking zone, hits the Porsche into the McLaren, which spins. So far, it's okay, but then Johnny Mowlem has nowhere to go. Nose-to-nose contact rips the wheel off the McLaren. So will Nicola Maslan be coming into the pit lane? I sense he may be, because I'm sure his dash is lit up like a Christmas tree. Safety car leading everybody down the pit lane to avoid the debris at the first turn, but unfortunately the Audi has sort of misunderstood that. And coming down the main straight is Philip Hansen. There'll be no penalty as long as he doesn't pick up any places. And I'm afraid that is the end of the road for Hamaguchi. Championship's most consistent drivers are out of the race at the very first corner, and Hansen will have to drive through the debris field in that Audi R8 LMS. Well, that's not going to be good. He's going to have to try and rejoin the queue, isn't he, in the right position? So there's going to be a little bit of renegotiation between the drivers. He's got to remember who he was behind and who was in front of. And that is the end of the race for Nicola Maslan and Mathieu Vazivière as well. Door open on the 26 Ferrari. No more coolant at the front. It's just spewed out between corner 1 and corner 2. And that is the end of that, I'm afraid. Oh yes, look at it, the black car pouring fluid, and Johnny Mowlem had nowhere to go. Maybe if the track had been drier, without all that lubricant from the nose of the Ferrari, he might have avoided the spinning McLaren. But either way, I'm afraid that's the end of that. Mowlem has been in for a check over and will come back out. Putting the pro driver in first to try and gain the lead hasn't worked at all for them. And Hamaguchi out as well, innocent victims of Nicola Maslan's driving error. Back to green, Alexei Basov leads, Sally Jolik in the Aston Martin, the white Porsche Edigio Perfetti, that's the top three. Thomas Flohr in fourth place in the Ferrari 488, and he is ahead of Philip Hansen, who is under pressure from behind from Taiji Aida in the Lamborghini Huracan. But the lead trio trying to break away, Basov trying to shake off Sally Jolik. And here is the battle for fourth. Thomas Flohr in the silver Ferrari under real pressure from Philip Hansen into turn 2. Turns in shallow, and that's going to mean traction on the exit of the steep uphill turn 2. Very hard to find. Hansen had a much better run, swinging out wide on the entry. Really helps you climb the hill. And Hansen's Audi all over the back of the Ferrari looking for a way through. He looked inside, now having to try outside. Very defensive again, Thomas Flohr. And that will make him run out wide here. Edigio Perfetti challenging for second place. The TF Sport Aston Martin under pressure out of turn 1. Perfetti's got a good run going in the 88 Porsche. On the inside now on the run up to turn 2. Sweep a little bit left here and then get into the braking area. It briefly comes back to the Aston Martin. Can Sally Jolik brave it out outside? He does! Good defence by Sally Jolik. Good top end speed from the Aston helping him there. But he got great traction out of turn 2. Stays in front, and behind Thomas Flohr under pressure still from Philip Hansen for fourth place. All of this though allowing the leader to get away. Alexei Basov not even in the shot here. As you look at the battle for second there, he is a long way in front. Well, they should be looking reasonably happy with that at AF Corsa SMP Racing. Alexei Basov pushing very hard now, trying to break away. And the Russian duo didn't do the first race of the series in Imola, won at Le Mans though, and a good lead here at the pit stops could help them on their way to a second consecutive victory. Battle for second, and again Sally Jolik with his nose just in front of the Aston Martin, but here comes Edigio Perfetti, having to go the outside route up to turn 1. Jolik slow off the corner, and Perfetti with a really good run this time. He's getting by. Sally Jolik in deep and on the shallow inside line. Couldn't carry the speed around the exit, or he could have done, but he would have run out very wide and inherited a driving penalty. Oh, and there's contact under braking. It's the Aston up the inside. Great counter-attack, but the Porsche has better traction off the corner once more. He gets alongside, and this sweeping right-left run up to corner 3. The Aston has the inside line. The Porsche is wheel to wheel, and this time surely the advantage with Edigio Perfetti. He squeezes by the Aston Martin for second spot. So the white Porsche up to second, the Aston down to third. Great battle between the two of them though. Closely fought, nice and clean, no damage done to either car. And it was tight, wasn't it? Look at this, running wheel to wheel. There was just this one tiny little rub. Both drivers remained cool and calm though, gave each other racing room. You've got to survive encounters like this or you'll never make a racing driver. Great battle for second. Belgian driver Pierre-Marie Delano brings the Ferrari into the pit lane. Oh, engine cover coming off. That can't be good news, can it, for the Belgians? Well, engine, transmission, suspension, all under that cover. Looks like they're having what you'd call a spanner check. Using their eyes and hands to try and figure out what it is that's gone wrong. Snipping off some cable ties to move something out of the way maybe for better access. Take a look again. Edigio Perfetti looping the Porsche round out to the final corner. All that hard work to take second and he gives it away with a spin. New fastest lap for Alexei Basov. Again, under the 1 minute 30s. That's as quick as almost anyone went in qualifying. Basov is flying in trouble. Number 5 Lamborghini Huracan is in the gravel. Tayu Aida. Ooh, zigged when he should have zagged there. Really got himself lost. And that is our second safety car. Here we go then, back to green flag racing. Alexei Basov losing an 8-second advantage, but he might get some of that back because the battle is alive again for second place. Edigio Perfetti in the white Porsche as Basov goes by the Belgian Ferrari that is looking very slow. Perfetti in the Porsche up the inside of Saliolic. He takes second, and behind, running out very wide, the silver car. Thomas Floor getting caught out there. Johnny Molam in the dark Ferrari goes right by him. He's already jumped Philip Hansen. So really good restart from Molam. And the battle for second place continues to rage right in front. Little contact there. No harm done though. Vital to make a good restart. The leader does. Saliolic in the Aston doesn't. Edigio Perfetti in the white Porsche gets a good run on him as a result. Straight up the inside for second. Driver change for the 4th place Ferrari. Thomas Floor out, Francesco Castellacci in. Edigio Perfetti out of the 2nd place Porsche. In will get Klaus Bachler. And another new set of Michelin slicks goes on the car. The teams supply the wheel rims, but it's Michelin's technicians who mount the rubber to them. And the number that they can use is limited by the regulations. Each team has 3 sets of tyres. Takes around an hour to mount them all onto their wheels. Race weekends are always busy for the Michelin fitters with what seems like a never-ending stream of demands from their teams.
We're changing the valve because the core of the valve are damaged, so obviously the tyre weren't holding the pressure basically, so we're changing the valve to prevent any further damage like a blowout or anything like that. Michelin are our guys.
Once they've been fitted to the rims and balanced to perfection, the team take the tyres back and fit them into their race weekend strategy.
The tyre will last like half a race or a practice session, so the ones that have just gone on now, they'll do an hour for a practice session and then we're taken off.
Once they've done their job, the tyres are replaced with a fresh set as quickly as possible.
Just the tyres on its own, we can have them done for about 35 seconds-ish. Obviously we have a mandatory time we have to work to, so roughly no things go wrong, about a minute. From the tyres off, that includes driver change and the fuel gun.
You can save them for later on in the race if you have another unexpected puncture. You could use it for that. Apart from that, no, they'll go back to Michelin and they'll get stripped.
But even after it's been replaced by a new one, the old tyre still has a job to serve. Michelin engineers check them all to make sure they're performing as they should. Leader in the pits, Alexei Basov will hand over to Victor Scheitar. Winners in Le Mans are getting ready for the second half of this 2-hour race. Fuel goes in, driver change, and then the tyres may be changed. Ewan Hankey taking over the 34 Aston Martin. Sweeping up debris at pit exit. What's going on here then? It's the number 5 McLaren. Hits the barriers. He does. Oh, goodness, Andrea Caldarelli. That is not good news. The team also under investigation for an unsafe pit release. Race leading SMP Ferrari exiting the pit lane now with Victor Scheitar aboard the number 72 car. And a great opportunity, if he can avoid too much debris there. A little bit of broken McLaren, I think, to take the lead. Here comes the Aston Martin in second place, Ewan Hankey. But the Porsche stopped earlier, and there it is. Klaus Bachler on warm tyres now, fully up to speed. Can he close enough on the Aston Martin? So this is the part of the race where the pro drivers get to battle. Ewan Hankey in second place as he comes out in the Aston Martin. He's a silver driver. Behind him, Klaus Bachler is a gold. And down the inside, Bachler makes that hot tyre grip pay, goes through into second place, retaking second spot for the number 88 Mentos Porsche. And TF Sport Aston Martin back down to third position. Francesco Castellacci has taken over the number 51 Ferrari from Thomas Floor, fourth place at the moment. Drama here for Nigel Moore, the number 19 Audi R8 LMS. Skates a little wide but hangs on to it. Really pushing hard, trying to catch Castellacci. Alexei Basov with the SMP team. First to second, the gap 6.6 seconds. Second to third, just 2.3. Victor Scheitar leading still, but oh no, Scheitar has gone off. Pushing too hard perhaps. Now that's where Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg clashed in the Austrian Grand Prix. Scheitar with the lead, the gap though coming down. 13 minutes remaining. Time is perhaps against Klaus Bachler and Ewan Hankey. Second and third pushing on hard. Working really hard on the brakes into the first corner. You see those carbon discs glowing hard. And now Ewan Hankey all over the back of Klaus Bachler. This is for second place. And Ewan Hankey looking to try and move up one step on the podium. And that's going to help Victor Scheitar disappear in the SMP Racing Ferrari out front. It is just about these two now. And the gap is coming down and down. Ewan Hankey all over the back of the Porsche. Looking happy at SMP Racing. Final lap for Victor Scheitar. Alexei Basov and he are going to head to victory in the second race that they've contested in the Michelin GT3 Cup. Win number 2 for the Russian duo. SMP Racing are victorious in Austria. And the race to the line for second place. It is Austria's Klaus Bachler who takes it at the line ahead of Ewan Hankey. So congratulations indeed to SMP Racing. 2 starts, 2 wins. The other side of the coin, neither McLaren made it to the finish. Aston Martin third, Porsche second. But once more, the SMP Racing Ferrari claimed victory.
Well, Alexei, from pole position to the flag, that was just a perfect race. The car looks so strong.
Yes, with this gold helmets, with this race, Super Pole, qualification. It's good weekend. Good work SMP Racing with Ferrari. Thank you very much, mechanic, and thank you very much, my fans.
You were still pushing all the way through that?
No, you know, I'm push only last maybe 15 laps. I did one mistake in the third corner on the brake. I don't know why, because I'm brake, you know, like usually the same pressure, and I just lost the car. I check car, everything work okay, and I push again, and we win. I'm happy.
Up into second place now, Alexei Basov and Victor Scheitar after Adrian Quaife-Hobbs and Hiroshi Hamaguchi failed to score. But Ewan Hankey and Sally Yoluk have a single point lead. That vital third place on the podium for the TF Sport duo keeps them ahead in the championship. But it is very tight and the Russians are going to be a major season-long threat.
Well, that was certainly another action-packed race for the Michelin GT3 Le Mans Cup, resulting in another dominant win for the 72 SMP Ferrari. Do make sure you join us next time when we'll be headed to the south of France to Le Castellet.
Michelin GT3 Le Mans Cup.
ELMS.
The 4 Hours of Le Castellet.
Don't miss the next ELMS weekend. European Le Mans Series, Michelin GT3 Le Mans Cup, Renault Sport Series. See you in France.
Join us in France.